Hello viewers, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Tarnia Green Show. It's always a pleasure to have you join me. Last show we focused on natural hair versus chemically processed hair. And I have to say this show has received some overwhelming reviews. Interestingly, because of the show, there is now a greater consciousness about the need for women to grow their hair natural. On today's show, we highlight Dominican women who are involved in doing great things in the art and entertainment arena. Find out who some of these great and inspiring women are. That's coming up on this edition of the Tarnia Green Show. Stay tuned.
Unlock the secrets of the Nature Isle with the hotel at the heart of Dominica. Whether relaxing or over on business, the Fort Young is perfectly placed for all your needs, providing comfort and elegance in every room. Our Palisades restaurant features Caribbean classics reinvented with fresh produce from our hills and our seas that connects with a view to dine for. The Fort Young is the best place to meet on island, providing the widest selection of meeting options. The island is filled with natural bounties, and adventurers have been drawn to Dominica for centuries. Fort Young Hotel, the key to Dominica.
Accurate, dependable. We go where others have not gone before. We bring you in-depth reporting on the stories that matter. Tune in weeknights from 8:30 p.m. to 767 News, with repeats at 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning. 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source, only on Digital Play TV, Channel 3.
You're watching the Tarnia Green Show. In recent times, Dominican women have increasingly taken their rightful place in society and are continuously making remarkable contributions in the workplace, in the community, in the church, in the parliament, in so many areas worth mentioning. The Tarnia Green Show takes pride in highlighting the achievements and accomplishments of others. The show is really a platform for promoting everything positive in Dominica. I'm happy to tell you that Dominican Kellen George is among 60 young people from across the Commonwealth who have been recognized as exceptional leaders in their community. In June of this year, Kellen will be the first Dominican to receive the prestigious Queen's Long Young Leaders Award. The award, which will be presented in London by Queen Elizabeth II, is part of the Queen's Young Leaders Program, which celebrates the achievements of young people who are taking the lead to transform the lives of others and make a lasting difference in their communities. It's my pleasure now to welcome Kellen George to the Tarnia Green Show. Thank you, Kellen, for joining me on the show. It's such a pleasure to have you. How are you doing today?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. For those of us who don't know anything about Kellen George, who is Kellen George?
Well, Kellen is just an individual who comes from humble beginnings and, just passionate about giving back to the community and trying to make a better place for everybody.
Okay. So which part of Dominica are you from?
I am from Maho. I was born and raised there. A city that never sleeps. It's a nice community. Actually, everybody's very close-knit and I love it.
What was life like growing up in the community of Maho?
It was indeed very interesting. I mean, you have the good and the bad of everybody, but in Maho, you have the sense of community. Everybody knows everybody, so you can as a child growing up, I could misstep, and my parents would not find out about it or something. If I took 2 steps in the wrong direction, I'd be quickly pulled back. So I like that about it.
Okay. Did you come from a large family?
I do
with
have
siblings and all that?
I do have a large extended family, and up until recently, I was an only child. But now I have 2 little brothers, and it's a pleasure watching them every day.
Okay. Now, Kellen, I'm so excited. We mentioned earlier in the show that you're going to be receiving this great award. But before that, before we talk about that, let's talk about you. What secondary school did you go to?
I went to the Convent High School. I went to St. Martin Primary School. These are my alma maters.
Yes.
I enjoyed going to school like any other childhood, and I got good grades. I did well, so I'm happy for that.
Okay, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Now I am understanding that you have a medical situation.
Yes.
A medical situation which has had some disadvantage in your life, but it has always also brought some good in your life.
Right.
Talk to me about that situation.
Well, I was born with sickle cell anemia disease, and it's a genetic blood disorder that hinders, the ability of the red blood cells to uptake oxygen and transport it to your body. However, knowing that and being fully aware of that, I, have always been aware of healthy living, healthy lifestyles, doing what is need to be done to make sure your body functions properly. So it has never really debilitated me to the point where I could not go on. So
when did you realize you had sickle cell anemia?
It's something that I was born with. Both my parents had traits, so they passed it on to me, and I got the full-blown disease. So you're born with sickle cell disease. You also have the chance of being born with sickle cell trait, but I was lucky enough. I always tell people I'm lucky to have been born with this disease because it taught me life lessons from a very early age.
What is sickle cell?
Sickle cell is the shape of the red blood cells. It's usually round, and because it's missing a hemoglobin group for all the medical technical people out there. The shape, it's like crescent shape or moon shape. So the shape, what happens is the blood cells stick together and they get stuck at the joints in your blood vessels and causes really, really painful episodes that they call crisis. So, and when your body is not being fueled, your body tissues are not being fueled by the blood, other complications are quick to arise. So, you look at me now and I'm always smiling and happy, and a lot of people don't know what I've gone through. Nobody will tell you, unless my friends or my family, nobody will tell you that, I've suffered multi-organ failure, I've been in a coma, or currently I'm on sick leave because of sickle cell disease affecting my bones and causing bone death. But I'm the type of person that have a passion for life. I continue to persevere. So I never let anything to do with my disease keep me back from anything that I want to achieve. So I just say, let's deal with it, and then we can move on from there.
Oh, I admire your strength.
Thank you.
I admire your strength because it takes someone with perseverance and goodwill to withstand the challenges that you've had as a result of sickle cell.
Mm-hmm.
You've set up an organization. Talk to me about that.
I established the Sickle Cell Cares Foundation. It's a non-profit because I was doing some research after I graduated university. I was doing some research and I found out that there's a 35% prevalence of sickle cell disease on the island.
35%?
35%.
Are you hearing that, people? 35%?
It's sickle cell disease. Let me clarify. Sickle cell disease not only means sickle cell anemia, it also means sickle cell traits. People dealing with beta thalassemia, it's a rare form of sickle cell disease. So, there are a lot of people with traits and they don't know it, and they might think they're lethargic because it's something they did or whatever, but they don't realize that they need to rest, their body needs rest because they have a sickle cell trait or sickle cell disease or some other form of sickle cell disease.
Okay, so you've put together this organization. What is the name of the organization?
Sickle Cell Cares Foundation.
Sickle Cell Cares Foundation.
Right.
And what is the driving force behind that organization?
I want to create greater awareness initially. I want people to know that there's a high number of sickle cell disease in Dominica, and I want, to inform people that there are ways you can live healthy lifestyles and live long lifestyles with sickle cell disease.
How are you sensitizing people?
We have taken to the media. We have, up until recently during Carnival, we have had pageant contestants speak about sickle cell disease. They've had their platforms be sickle cell disease, and it created a lot of awareness during that time, and I was very pleased to have that. I also plan in the future to get more involved in the media, have forums, have videos, have support groups, and long term in the future, I would like to have a sickle cell clinic where people can come and get the care that they need, whether it's a blood transfusion or they just need, some fluid or some pain medication or something. They'll be able to come and get that at no charge, free of cost.
Oh, that's excellent. That's a great humanitarian work that you're doing. I commend you for that.
Thank you. I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'm trying my best, and hopefully everything works out so that I can be a greater force to give back to the community.
How did Queen Elizabeth find out about you?
I received an email asking me to submit information about, the work I've been doing from the Queen's Jubilee Trust, and it turns out that someone had nominated me for the award. And they say, well, you just made the short list. Well, considering that we have so many applications, we've had thousands and thousands of applications, and then in December I got a call saying that I've been chosen, and I was like shocked. I was completely dumbfounded. Then I started screaming. I was at work. It was crazy.
Oh my God, that's great. That's great stuff. That's really, really, really good, And so you'll be receiving this award in June next month.
Yes.
I'm sorry, in June of this year, 2015. Yes. You will actually have the opportunity to meet the Queen of England.
Yes.
Oh dear, goodness.
That is such an honor, and I often feel like, I'm undeserving of such an award.
You are so deserving of the award.
No, but I see a lot of other young people out in the community giving back, so taking the steps and giving. I think I could identify like a million other people that could be receiving this award.
Kellen, you are special. You are deserving of this award.
Oh, thank you.
Humbly accept it. It's yours.
I shall do that.
Okay. Talk to me about the support that you've been getting from the wider community towards your organization.
Well, as for right now, the support from the wider community comes from, people like you reaching out to come and talk about this. So now when others see it while they watch TV, they'll become more aware that this exists. They'll have a place to come and find some information. We have the website up, and people usually sign up on there because they want to become more active. I've had people come up to me in the streets like, that sickle cell thing you're doing, my son has sickle cell, I need you to come talk to him. And I'm like, sure, just give me a call whenever you're ready. I will do my best. Mm-hmm. Caris Nation, which is a former Queen contestant pageant, her family, her brother has it, and she came to me and she's like, he's so depressed, and I gave her some advice. I told her, well, this is what I do, this is what works for me. I'm not sure if it's going to work for your brother, but it's something that he can try. He can talk to his doctor about it. Mm-hmm. So I think they've been looking into that, and that makes me happy, because if I can at least, help one person, it'll make me happy.
Oh, that's excellent. Today you feel well?
Today I took a lot of painkillers and I made my way here because I wanted to share my message.
So is that an ongoing thing, like a daily, that you have to take all these medications?
I take my medications regularly because it's good for my health. But recently I've been on sick leave because I'm having a complication from sickle cell anemia called osteonecrosis. And what that happens is the blood flow to my leg is interrupted at the hip, and the bone has started dying. So I've been off of work for a while, and I have to seek treatment. So that's an ongoing process, and as soon as I'm fully recovered, I can do something more.
Okay. But I'm so inspired. I'm so inspired by you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for people like you. I feel that this world is a better place because of people like you.
I can only
And
try.
you have a purpose in this life.
You have to make up a purpose for yourself in life. If this is something you want to do, anybody, I will say, find something that you love doing, find something that you're passionate about, and work towards it. Just even if it takes small little steps at a time, eventually you get there. So I'm happy that I'm taking it one day at a time, one step at a time as I can, and I'm seeing positive results from it.
Okay, great. Kellen George sharing with us her story, sickle cell anemia, living with the disease. But she's not deterred. She's inspired. She's motivating others. She's assisting others through her organization. We want to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. I should also tell you that 3 other young people from the Eastern Caribbean and Barbados will also be recognized by the Queen. When the Tarnia Green Show returns, one Dominican woman is heading the way in a major transformation project in the community of Wesley. Find out who this woman is and exactly what this project is all about. That's coming up next. Stay with us.